I listen to people who are like 5 years arguing on something small, and I'm like, guys, you only need to understand each other, that this person is from a different world and you are from a different world. Now you need to start pulling yourself slowly to each other, because marriage is very possible, very possible.
I would say in the first place it was strange, because I found it strange because I've never sat under a man. I've never had a voice of a man now in my space, in my own space. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for me to adjust. Again, when I got born again, I was a very serious believer, in a way that to be with a man, it was, I don't know. So now I'm in a man, not just standing, but he is sleeping, you get. So for me it was very strange, in a way that I was even dreaming, and I'm like, I'm sinning, you know. So it was not an easy journey for me to start. And again, I think I said that I'm brought up by a single mom, so I've never seen a family setup. So it's me to begin a family setup, you know. So it was not easy, but I can say by God's grace, I was able to adjust and cope. And now, sometimes I would even talk to myself, at now I'm married. Mpaka nashtuka, ati now I am wife of somebody. I mean, even times he would even remind me, introduce me as your husband. You can imagine.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, by the grace of God, I picked slowly by slowly, and here we are.
Now, when we got into marriage, it, as you people call it, actually it's a journey. It's a journey, and as she's saying, we were just there. We are just there. We've gotten married. Thank God for our best couple. We were just close to each other. We were neighbors, so they would handle everything, any fear or any challenge that came along. But what I would say about marriage is you have to be open to learn, be willing to learn, and be ready to practice what you learn positively. I think that is too basic, because number one, you need to know that man and woman are differently made. This one is a man, this one is a woman. So the way I feel, the way I think, the way I react, the way I imagine is not the same way she does. Number two, it is very important for one to know we are created differently. The way I'm made is not the way she's made. Leave alone being a man, even if you were two ladies. I mean, we are just different, and our backgrounds are different, and they affect our lifestyle. Yeah, so I started learning about her. For instance, you can hear her saying she was brought up by a single mom. Personally, I was also brought up by a single mom, because we lost our daddy a long time ago, but it was in a family setup. Yeah. We were in a family setup. We would wake up in the morning, pray together with our mom, get to business of the day. Saa saba tunakula pamoja, jioni tunakula pamoja, before tukule tumeombewa ama tumeomba, throughout. And there's nobody who did something outside the family setup. Kama tunaenda kulima, tunaenda sote kulima. Kama ni vijana, after kulima wapeleke ng'ombe kwa mto, hawa watengeneze chakula, turudiane tukule. That's how we grew. throughout in my family. Now yeye, it's a different setup. And now we get married and naona amepakua chakula jikoni na ameanza kukula. Ananiuliza siweke chakula. I'm like, where are we?
We are lost.
We are lost. Where are we? Haya, mimi nimeombea chakula yangu, hujaombea.
Sometimes you even pray when it is boiling.
Yeah.
You pray so that when it is ready, you just...
She tells me, no, in my place, your story ya kungojeana, it was a scam. You are supposed, if you wait for somebody, you may not get anything. Ukipata yangu, unapita nayo. I'm like, as if it is kidogo, tunakula pamoja. Kama ni njaa, sote tumelala njaa pamoja. We would pray, we would together, we would eat. There was nothing like that in her system.
Yeah.
So now to calibrate her or to change her to fit in me and me to regulate myself sometimes to allow her to be herself, it was like a war in the house.
Yeah.
Secondly, the way we were brought up, it's now when you are a family unit, you're just talking to each other. You don't shout, no abuses, no, there is order. Sasa hawa wamezoeana kuitana mtu akiwa ngambo ile ingine ya ngambo. Mtu anaitwa anaambiwa kuja sijui nini. Me, I've never heard of that. So she's at the bathroom and she's talking to me when water is flowing. And I'm like, si umalize tu kuoga ukuje. She's at the kitchen and she's asking me a question. I'm like, why can't you finish kukaranga vitu na ukuje tuongee? Ama wacha nikuje. And she's like, what's wrong with you? Talking tatuko tu wawili kwa nyumba. What are you afraid of? And I'm like, you can't understand. And so when we got married in the beginning, I was shouting a lot to her, and I'm like, so when I would shout, because I am not understanding her, I would shout and she just freezes. She starts crying. The more she cries, I'm like, kuja hapa niambie, ni nini nimefanya? Ni makosa gani? Just say what I have done. She can't explain exactly what it is because it's a cocktail of issues.
Yeah.
It's a cocktail of issues. She's gone through a lot. And me, I can't understand. I've never stayed with somebody like that. She's never had a man shout to her or command. She's also never lived with a mother closely. She became independent when she was very young. She's never been asked, where are you going? What time are you coming? We should go this way. You won't go here. She's never had that. So it was quite tough for us to adjust. But I would say, when you are getting married, you need to know you're getting married to somebody who is very different. Even if it's your cousin, even if it's your neighbor, even if you school together, even if you are in college together, it's true, but they are two different worlds. So that one we never knew. We just got into marriage and we are like, huyu akianza kufanya mambo yake, anaifanya vitofauti. And then also wrong or too much expectations. Yeah, I was brought up by a brother who was so domineering. You know, akiingia kwa nyumba, vitu zina fall in place for him. Kama ni food anaipata kwa meza, kama ni maji amepelekewa, you know. And she's never done that to anybody. She's never seen anybody like that in their family. So me, I wake up in the morning and she's asking me, by the way, tunapika nini? You want to take tea or porridge? I'm like, what are you talking about? I should find things on the table. And she's like, no. She's just crying. And I'm like, why are you crying? Is it not the work of a woman to make sure that food is on the table? And she's like, I thought we are just two of us. We can discuss. We can even choose to eat kwa hoteli. And I'm like, hotel? No. You won't be, you know, I've never seen anybody in our home ati tunaenda kukula kwa hoteli. Mimi nimelelewa pika chai kama ni ugali ya jana ama githeri. I'm used to that. And my bro was that much domineering, so much orderly. So we really struggled with that too much. too much. It was quite hard the first 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And so I would say many couples that are struggling today, you can check your background and orientations, whether probably the person you're trying to push to do something knows that they should do that or not. Don't push them, just ask them or study them, and you'll find it is very. Now today when we were married, when we got married, I was asking, shouting, talking, proving, tukikaa chini, we are all trying to explain why I did this. Nobody is coming down and nobody is listening to each other. So today I sit down with young couples, because now it is 25 years down the line. This year we are celebrating in November our 25 years in marriage. I listen to people who are like 5 years arguing on something small, and I'm like, guys, you only need to understand each other, that this person is from a different world and you are from a different world. Now you need to start pulling yourself slowly to each other, because marriage is very possible, very possible. Ni sisi blow vitu ndogo to unusual sizes. Yeah.
You've heard that I was from a different orientation, and that diversity, I was not, in the first place, I was not able to cope up with it. Sometimes I would think, did this man need a wife or a slave? I was not able to differentiate the two.
Yeah.
And what he's saying, that domineering part, and with the, remember I had told you that I've never been under any man hearing a voice of a man telling me don't or do. So for me it took some time. It took some time until I slowly I started adjusting and even making him understand that. I remember one day I sat him down and I told him, you need to be patient on me because of this fact that I've never been under a man. Na hiyo sauti mimi ya wanaume mimi sijazoea, because I'm brought up by my mom. And again when I finished high school, I had freedom to do what I want. So you can imagine now adjusting from that freedom to be now sasa nikuwe independent. I mean nikuwe independent kwake. And I was not depending on anyone. I could do my things. So it was a struggling journey, but at the same time, because when I told him, now he also started understanding me, and we just he was patient with me to come up, though it was slowly one step, but eventually I coped and we continued.
When we got married with her, she used to do everything.
Yes.
She would pay the rent.
Yeah.
It was, I think, 2,500. Pay electricity, buy food, come to prepare the food, because I had a challenge. I didn't know how to cook, because I've been brought up in a family of many ladies, and so I've never cooked. And when I came to Nairobi, I stayed with my brother. My brother is married, as house help. I never did much cooking. I never found myself cooking anywhere that much. So I found myself not having known how to cook as such. And then she is still the one providing everything. I don't have a job that time. besides the little painting, Juakali jobs that I have. So when we got married immediately, she started giving me fare to go to the city, Nairobi. Nipige malap na nikuje jioni, akikuja ili bwanake asionekane kama nashindanga kwa hao. So that's how she covered me up. Nobody knew that I don't work. I would come, but when we got married, the money we had, I got a good office, and we bought some fuel to furnitures. That is how I started. But she would still give me fare to come to town because I didn't have clients then. She really had to do a lot over me. And secondly, maybe it's me who should talk about the issue of money and her. We've never had an issue of money in my house since before we got married and after we got married. There is no day we discussed about money, because when I was not working, all our money, all her money was our money. So, and now when God started helping me, I started my company, I started getting some contracts, I started coming up. Still, I could not hide my money. I continued doing what I should do.
Yeah.
But now, the issue of the way people say Kikuyus with monies, as we don't have those challenges, she did a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, when you get children, some confusion gets in, because the percentage of maybe love or concentration that he could be receiving now this time round, it cannot be that percentage. Of course, it has to reduce. But at the same time, I think, I don't know from where I got that knowledge that it should not go like whole percentage to the children, because at the same time I will lose him. So niliweza tu kwa hekima ya Mungu kuweza kudivide. Yeah, and also with the coming of the house helps, you also find they are helping you not to completely divert your energy to the children.
Yeah, I would say about children, every couple experiences this, because children definitely, they are too much attached to their mother than the father when they are small, because of the nurturing. Anawanyonyesha vitu kama hizo. Before we got married and after we got married till now, I'm a vibrant preacher, so I was so much preaching a lot with her, but now she's slowed by the children. Now, she did not tell me to wait for her per se. She allowed me to continue preaching as she was helping the children at that time. So you find that I was so much in the ministry work. Now that the babies are small, of course, we started going to our children, with our children to church when they were very tiny. Akukaa kwa nyumba na watoto, tulikuwa tunawabeba throughout. Hakuna wakati watoto wetu walibaki kwa nyumba ama yeye alikaa kwa nyumba. But now there is this mission thing, there is this going for leadership trainings, Bible school, traveling outside the country. You find I'm more free to do that. But later, now, when the children grew, we decided that she now start doing a school thing. That time she was just doing business and the children and ministry in the church setup. But now she started doing a school. She went for training as in counseling and psychology. She did a deep, she did a degree. She's now doing a master's. She started doing many courses. I think she has too many papers around her and a lot of skills. But it was after taking time with the children and allowing me, besides our local church, to move much and expose myself much. And that really helped us. And that really helped us to build our capacity as ministers. That's why I found myself now, because I've trained myself a lot to open a church. I became now a pastor. I became too vibrant. The church was growing too fast. My organization ordained me as a reverend. I'm pushing a lot. I've opened other churches. Later, she's made a pastor. I have many churches. I've become a bishop, and we found ourselves closing our offices, doing now ministry, and there's all that. But very interesting, the children, because God blessed us with two wonderful girls. Our firstborn now, they usually say are not children. They usually say to semange young adults. So tuko nao mavijana na they are above 20, both of them. So 20 and above, and so they started. They are ladies. They are girls. So they started now something that we have been discussing with her. Actually, I was asking the younger one the other day, mbona mnakuanga na wivu hivyo? Because you find I have to balance a lot. If I spend a lot of time with her, they are complaining, oh, wewe umechukua baba yetu. If I spend a lot of time with them, she complains, oh, you have taken my man. If I go with this girl, I have also to spend time with the other. So, but it has been fun all the same, because now they are big, they are not obstructing us to do anything. We are traveling together until we recently opened a branch church, and she became the person to pioneer the church. She's now pastoring the church. It's not too far from where I'm pastoring from. It's like two congregations. It's like one church in different venues. So she's still a leader where I preach in different departments, but she's spearheading that ministry. So that has been our love story. Yeah, our marriage has been exciting because one slogan we usually have in our marriage is we learn every day.
Yeah.
That is our slogan, that we are open to learning, ready to learn, and are willing to apply the knowledge that we acquire. So when it comes to spicing our marriage, hapo tulikuwa blank. I remember when we just got married, especially when she was expecting the first baby. This one time I saw a certain dress somewhere, and I was like, when I get money, this is the dress. And I wouldn't wait to get money. So nishoe nikapata hiyo do, nikaenda nikanunua hiyo nguo, nikairap kwa supa, tudu, nikaleta hiyo nguo ilivaliwa once. I bought cards. I would books. Find those cards everywhere. I bought books for her. Imejaa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, kipitia juu ni noma. Oh, that's nice. I've learned something today.
Tikipitia?
Okay.
Yes. You can hear me. Okay, so when it comes to spicing of our marriage, it has been too interesting. One time I saw in a shop when she was expecting our first child, and I saw a dress that I couldn't wait to get money to buy for her. You know, have you seen those dresses whereby they are in a dummy? So the dummy was like my wife's shape, and I'm like, this is it. And so fortunately I got the money, I bought the dress, I wrapped it in the supermarket, took it to her as a surprise. the dress was worn once. I never saw it up to date. I don't know where it was thrown. I started bringing cards. Those cards, I saw them being swept with other trash in the bin. I bought her books. I could buy her books, ladish books, you know, like the praying wife, something like that. I would buy a diary of every year. Nothing. I was concerned. I started following up to know, why is my wife not excited of my gifts? And somebody talked about love language. I didn't know our love language. So I started following up to know what she loves. Now today I can't make such a mistake. I know what she loves. Every time I want to surprise her, I know how to make it. I think the last surprise I did was, is it 2 years ago? No, it should be 2 years ago. 1 year ago. Yeah, she was celebrating her birthday. Of course, I did her some cakes in the house. We did a cake in the church. We did a cake. It's like a surprise. I sent her to preach in another church. I bought her a cake, and she knew now the birthday is done. So I was still planning my surprise to her, but I was showing her those are the birthdays. There were other friends who wanted to come to see her in the house. I bought her about 4 or 5 cakes. So she was fully convinced the birthday is over. So I told her my gift will be we have never spent a night in town in one of the hotels in town. So I want to take you to one of the hotels in town for 2 nights, or rather 2 days. And my gift will be, I'll buy you a dress, and I'll do you a dinner. There's a hotel I went. I saw them doing a very nice nyamachoma. So, and they have a setup for a couple. So I'll take you there for dinner. So that is my gift. So she accepted. So I looked for the hotel. I planned a dinner for many people. And I told those are preachers and some of my spiritual sons. And we had uniform. Everybody was to come with this golden suit, golden dress, and then wanaume black suit and shirt tie, and then I bought some bow ties for every man, akiingia anapewa. And I looked for preachers who were very close to her, couples, very close to her and her sons. And we did the meeting in town. Then I told her, nikamnulia hiyo nguo, tukaspend the first night. Then the second night is when I told her we are going for the dinner. So kwenda kufungua hall imejaa watu karibu 70, and the people she the least expect. It costed me quite an amount, but it was quite emotional. And so I got to know the things she loved, or rather she loves, and I keep on doing those things. That's just one to mention. She loves birthdays. She doesn't like gifts like cards, no. Anataka kitu anaweza tumia. Kama hakuna kitu anaweza tumia umpatie do.
Sana hapa. The Kikuyu in me loves money. To me, my husband loves. There are things that he talks about that I saw that they are good to spice our love. For example, ministry. He's so much in ministry. So sometimes when I back up what he is doing, he feels so excited.
Yeah.
And I see him, getting so elated. And also, like you've heard, he talks a lot. So I do listen a lot. And he feels good, he feels honored. He feels honored and respected. And like shouting when he's talking. Also sometimes I make I make different meals.
She googles.
I Google. I Google. I also present them in a way that, that they really boost our love. They boost our love. And like the envelope, the time. And also, I also love spending a lot of time with him. And he gives me the quality time.
Yeah, I would like to talk to the young people or grown-ups who desire to get married today. 1, marriage works. 2, marriage completes people. I'm the way I am today because Millicent came to my life. And then number 3, desire to learn. When you get married, don't be quick to judge, don't be quick to react, be quick to act. And then number 4, include people. When you are beginning your love journey, just include sober friends and don't go for your peers. Just go for people who have experience, who are exposed. They will make your problems become very small and they will encourage you, because when you do that, you will find yourself being held your hand to jump over big valleys. Yeah.
What I would like to tell the young ladies is number 1, to just accept the diversity, that the man that you will get, you will be totally different. They say that opposite attract, but somebody recently said they later attack. So be careful of the attacking part, because I know the reason why I got this man, it is because he has what I don't have, and that is what attracted me to him. So whatever will attract you to your man, make sure that later you don't attack it, but be there to complement one another. Understand your diversity and be ready, like what he has said, to learn and also unlearn from your background, because it might not suit in your marriage.
Thank you so much, darling, for coming to my life. I really appreciate you. You know very well that you changed my life.
Yeah.
You are such a wonderful woman. We began when I was at my lowest, and you made me to come up, and you strengthened me. You have never changed. You have never become a different woman. Every day you become more of a blessing to me and a closer to me and more understanding. Thank you so much. I commit myself to be more reliable, more dependable. I want you to depend on me as much as you can. And I cannot even wait for the next 25 years of our marriage. Now it's 25. I can't wait for the next 25 years, because every day it has become sweet and sweeter, and every day it has become more enjoyable. I commit myself to love you more, to protect you, and to be everything that you desire. I love you.
Thank you so much. I sincerely can't tell how these 25 years have gone, because you've given me a lot of easiness in marriage, irrespective of the challenges. And so I'm committing myself to love you more. Thank you for allowing me in your space, in your world, in a way that even you receive correction from me and you adjust to those corrections. And that one add up to our love. So I'm committing myself to love you more, to support you more in the ministry, and also in bringing up our family. I love you.
Thank you so much.